Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning routine. It is Wednesday morning, October the 11th, 2017, episode number 193. And so glad you're here this morning. Although I'm drinking my cup of coffee this morning, and I'm noticing that inside my cup is fresh paint. Yes, my wife was doing some painting in the house. She must have washed her brushes and things in the sink, and then one of my sons did some dishes last night, and he is notoriously not the best dishwasher guy. Prefers to do them by hand, which is more like just running water over them. But anyway, so I don't think latex paint is dangerous, is it? Doesn't make it taste any worse, so it must not be. So anyways, so glad you guys are here this morning. You know, this morning I want to share a story with you guys. It's a story that's been on my mind for a year. Really, a year. Every single week, I think about this story. It's October, and as most of you know and who don't know, October of last year, our third son, Evan, passed away from a sudden heart attack for no reason, rhyme, or cause. And that's coming up. That's next week would be the 1 year mark of that happening. But today, this Wednesday, 1 year ago, I had a very unique experience. And I think about this day every week. And I just want to share this with you guys. I think this is probably going to be the most important part of the morning routine today, guys. A year ago this day, it's a Wednesday night. We have our student programs at our church on Wednesday nights, and my wife and I were invited to be part of a panel with some other parents, talking to a group of parents who just got done taking a multi-week class on parenting. And we were sitting on the panel, and right near the end, I can't remember what the question was. It doesn't really matter, but somebody was asking roughly, with different children, how do you parent them when you have multiple children? And I was telling people that, in our experience, each of your children gets parented different. But you encourage all of them to reach for what God has meant for their life and the purpose that's been put onto their heart. And I gave them experience that earlier that day, which would have been a year ago today, our son Evan was in Tennessee. A long ways away, 18 years old. He had had an opportunity to go to Tennessee, to drive to Tennessee, to spend several days at a conference, to work with the conference photographer, because he was a photographer, was what he felt was God was calling him to be, and he was very talented. So, I could never disagree. It was amazing. But he didn't know whether he should go or not. It was a financial risk. It was a travel risk. It was a major commitment to go that far away, and if it would turn out or not turn out, was it worth it? And I encouraged him that he should do it. And sometimes we need to take risks, and when God opens doors, it's not necessarily easy. And he did it. And a year ago today, he was there. And it wasn't going exactly as he has planned. He wasn't feeling well and stuff. And I was on the phone with him, and I was giving him encouragement and telling him how much I loved him and how proud I was that God had put a great purpose on his heart and was calling him up, and he was willing to make a sacrifice and take a risk and live an adventure to follow after what God was calling him to do and how to use his talents. And I could hear him on the other end of the phone getting choked up over that. And it was an amazing moment that I want to share with you guys, because as parents, I want to encourage you to let your children have adventure, help them focus on what God is calling for them, encourage them to do it even when it's driving so far away, which as a parent, you're like, is that the wisest thing to do at 18 years old? But you will be rewarded with special moments like what I got to have 1 year ago today, not knowing that I would not be able to say the same things to him just 7 days later. So I want to share you that story as encouragement as parents, guys, and really, take a moment and think about what it is that you're telling your kids and what opportunities you're helping them have and things like that. I guess it's a good opportunity. So I wanted to share that story with you. But Anyways, and it's right at the front of the podcast. So if it's easy to share as encouragement to some parent friends of yours, feel free to share this to them to give them some encouragement of what they may be doing with their children and how they can help them live a greater story as well. So now on to the normal morning routine, right? And so I've got some stories for you here this morning. So first, top of the list, IKEA. IKEA keeps showing up, guys. It's like a company that keeps making it onto the morning routine. And again, they are on here today. IKEA has bought TaskRabbit. Now, for many of you, you maybe never have heard of TaskRabbit, okay? TaskRabbit is one of the best-known startups in the gig economy, right, where people can put themselves available to be hired, and you can hire people to do things. That links freelance workers with jobs, from handymen to movers to assistants. It's got 60 employees and over 60,000 independent workers. So on TaskRabbit, you can go on there, you can hire a house painter, you can hire somebody to come and be your assistant, you can hire somebody to change light bulbs, you can hire somebody to do anything you want. Well, IKEA bought TaskRabbit. Why do you think they bought TaskRabbit, guys? I think I know why. IKEA needs to further bolster its digital customer service capabilities. TaskRabbit has already struck a pilot partnership with IKEA around furniture assembly. What? Yes. And it also had marketed its workers' ability to put together IKEA items in the U.S. and elsewhere. TaskRabbit has already been working with IKEA to assemble their furniture for their customers. IKEA, being brilliant, I think this is a brilliant move, buys TaskRabbit. So now not only do you buy your furniture from IKEA, but you can hire somebody through a TaskRabbit in your neighborhood to come put that furniture together, and they own the company as well. Brilliant! I love this. It's fantastic. So very good, but nice step for IKEA. Next story I have. This story is about taking breaks. Yes, a full story about taking breaks. You're going to want to go to the show links and read this full article. I'm going to share some with you, but it's quite extensive, but very interesting as well. So in our always 100% hustle productivity at all costs culture, true, it's hard to justify taking a few minutes to yourself during the workday, let alone a full lunch hour. Even a recent Apple ad celebrated entrepreneurs working so hard that they're not able to see their children. This is the life that our country is choosing to live, but it's unsustainable. So taking breaks is good for your productivity and for your health. So how can you take better breaks? 1, take a break every 52 minutes. 52 minutes, you say? Yes, set a timer. All these moments of resistance, you're resisting all the different urges to get off track, right? Start to wear you down, and they start taking your focus and concentration away. After analyzing 5.5 million daily records of how office workers use their computers, they found that the top 10% of productive workers, I should say, all worked on average of 52 minutes before they took a 17-minute break. So work 52 minutes and then take a break. That's what the top 10 productive workers do. Interesting numbers, you know. By knowing you have a break coming up, you're more likely to stay focused. Working for any longer than that can cause cognitive boredom. And, you know, it's better for your health to get up and walk around. Second way, distract yourself to recharge your focus. In a study on attention, our brains naturally stop registering sights, sounds, and feelings if they remain consistent for a period of time. So you need to break away because your senses start to become dulled by the things that you're doing. Interesting. Next, take in the great outdoors. It would be the third way to take a great break. Studies show that just spending time in nature can help alleviate mental fatigue by relaxing and restoring the mind. Number 4, give your mind the right fuel. Snacking the correct way. What they suggest here, guys, is this. Opt for a snack on your break that includes a high level of protein, such as a small serving of chicken, beef, fish, nuts, or protein supplement, because protein gives you the goose you need, but it also lasts longer. Next, exercise your eyes. Your eyes will get dulled out over time, of course. All you can do by that is just look at something 20 feet away, focus on it for 20 seconds, and then go back to what you're doing. Number 6, hit the gym, or at least go for a walk. And last, simply sit and let your mind wander. Let your mind be creative and wander. Those are ways to take great breaks. Feel free, go to the show links. You can read this and get a lot more detail on that if you want to learn how to be more productive during your workday by taking proper breaks. So, last story I want to share with you real quick. We've been talking a little bit about esports, the professional career of playing video games. And if you've missed those podcasts and those casts, it is a professional career. These guys, some of these kids are making a lot of money playing in multiple $million-dollar prize pools for professional teams, okay? And this is a real deal. So it sounds like a lot of fun. This article talks about the grind of pro gaming. Now listen to this, just soak this in, guys, okay? Depending on how old you are, this is going to sound like so different for so many people. These guys, this team particularly, played many matches of Halo, which is a video game. And when they were done, they watched hours of footage of their matches. There was a lot on the line. A $2.5 million prize pool for the Halo World Championship. If the team wanted a chance at some of the money, they had to play, and play. Training was a grind. I cut out everything else. 12 hours a day, and it was all film, all gaming, all practice, 7 days a week for over a month. Now, if you're really young, you're like, that's amazing. I want to do that. If you're my age, you're like, yeah, I couldn't play video games for 12 hours a day for over a month, 7 days a week. That's insane. But what they're talking about is it sounds so cool to go and play video games for a living, but it's actually a grind. You're sitting, staring at a screen for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, training for these big pools. Like, this is really, I mean, these guys, I don't know. You could start qualifying them as, real athletes, I think, So when you start hearing, look at, that's the paint that's inside my coffee cup. It just floated to the top. Remember I told you paint got in my coffee cup? Unbelievable. I don't know. It tastes like light gray. Delicious. So anyways, so that's my story on pro gaming today. Let's move on, guys. Trends, top 10 most searched things on Google yesterday. Number 1, USA Soccer. Number 2, Southwest Airlines. Number 3, Eminem. Wow, I haven't heard his name in a while. Number 4, Peru versus Colombia, the soccer match. Number 5, Adrian Peterson, football player. Number 6, The Flash. Number 7, Argentina versus Ecuador, also soccer. Number 8, Morgan Freeman. Number 9, Be In Sports. B-E, capital I, capital N, Sports. I'm not sure what that is, guys. Number 10, Overwatch Halloween 2017. Those are the top 10 most searched things on Google yesterday, and I promise you I did not search any single one of those yesterday whatsoever. I searched things like, what did I search? Wow, look at the sky. Hang on, guys, we got a break. Check the sky out. Woohoo! Hang on. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that. Oh, wait. Look at that sky. That's amazing. Holy cow. That is bright. You can't even see how bright red and pink that is. That's amazing. Wow. Sorry to interrupt, guys. That was absolutely awesome. I saw it out the window. I had to share it with you. So, there we go. But what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, what I was searching on Google yesterday. Maybe things like BTU for gas line, things like that. Things that every guy looks at every day. So, but anyways, on we go, guys. Let's see what the trending news is for today. Top 10, the top news stories here. United States Air Force. U.S. flies bombers over Korea as Trump discusses options. Next, we have Napa County, California. Those fires are devastating over there, guys. The fires have just blown through Napa Valley and taken out so many houses. It's absolutely terrible. Next, Catalonia. Catalan leader signs document declaring independence from Spain. Wow. Theresa May, Prime Minister, refuses to say how she'd vote in another Brexit referendum. Next, we have Carter Page. Page to plead fifth to Senate Russian probe. Then we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. President Trump calls Penguins incredible patriots during their White House visit. University of Utah Hospital. Utah police officer who dragged screaming nurse is fired. Smart choice. So that's what's on the top of our news today, guys. let's move on over and let's get ourselves a passage of wisdom this morning. Today, guys, is one verse. And if you weren't here for the beginning of the podcast in the live stream, I recommend you go back. I shared a story of something that happened a year ago today with me and one of my sons that's just been on my mind like every week for a year now. And this passage I picked that goes kind of along with the gist of that story. So you're going to want to go back and listen to that story. The passage today is Colossians chapter 3, verse 21. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. It's very simple. Fathers, we're speaking to fathers, to men who are leading their sons or their daughters, right? Provoke not your children. Now, what does provoke mean? The definition of provoke, looking it up online, okay? Stimulate or give rise to a reaction or emotion, typically a strong or unwelcome one in someone. Let's see here. Stimulate or incite somebody, arousing anger in them. So you're provoking them in a bad way, making them feel anger, and you're pushing and prodding them. Provoke not your children to anger. Don't provoke your children to anger for sport, lest they be discouraged. One of the things that I have done, many things that I wish I could do better, one of the things that I think that I have done okay with my kids is I don't provoke them to anger. I have a great relationship with them of raising them up, encouraging them, pushing them forward in the greater story of their life, and in hopes of that they have great strength in thinking about the great unknown of what's out there and where God might be taking them, and to have the courage to go out there and not be discouraged because I've told them everything that they do wrong, but I tell them everything they've done right. And yes, there is instruction along the way, right? But provoke not your children to anger so that you don't cause them to be discouraged. Great passage this morning. So, guys, let's pray. Let's get this day started. Father, good morning. Father, I want to thank you for today, this day, October 11th, 2017. Father, I especially want to thank you for the memory that you have given me from a year ago today, where I got to have that great phone conversation with my son, Evan. I thank you for that moment. I thank you for all the things in our relationship that you gave to us and how you guided us to that we could get to that point, that day on that phone call, where we could have that special moment shared together. What a gift you've given me. Father, today I want to pray for all the fathers out there who are leading their children. Be with them as they make decisions. Sometimes when we're tired and we're worn out or we're discouraged in our own lives, maybe we don't react the best. Maybe we don't have the strength to do the best job that we can. Father, be with us in those moments and give us the strength. Help hold us up as we go through those moments, because all of those moments are special and they count. Help us to encourage our children. Help us to help our kids find what their purpose and what they were meant for. As you have created each and every one of us with a specific reason and intention in mind, help us help our kids discover what that is and how to branch out and have and to jump on the adventure train and chasing after that for you and with you in mind. Father, we thank you for our children and the special, just that, man, it's amazing what a gift you have given us. Father, be with us today as we go out into the workplace and we go out into the world. Help us be a light unto them and an encouragement to everybody around us. We thank you and we love you. Amen. And that, my friends, is a wrap. I hope that you have a marvelous Wednesday. Today is a fantastic day, and I hope that you get to soak it all up. Enjoy the day, and until tomorrow morning, guys, when we get together once again, don't forget to be exactly who you were meant to be. I love you guys. See you later.